Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue à mes aventures à apprendre le français on Duolingo. For this video, I'm going to take you through these next two levels, greetings and basics. As you see, I've already completed them, but I'm going to just go through them so that you can see what words and phrases you'll learn from them. Now, let's have a quick look at the grammar notes first. So, hello there. Like in English, some French greetings depend on the time of day. So you have bonjour for good morning,
Bonjour.
good afternoon, and bonsoir,
Bonsoir.
for the evening. If you're just being casual, you can say salut for any time of day. And how are you is ça va. You can use that either for the question or for the answer. But if you're asking it as a question, you just raise your voice. You'd ask it with a sort of question voice, like ça va, like raise your voice at the end, and ça va if you're just saying it as a response, like I'm well. Like here, salut, ça va? How are you? Ça va, et toi? And you? Fine, and you. So in French, an accent mark over a letter can make a new sound. So this will come across. French has quite a lot of accents in its language, and here's one of them. So an E on its own just is like an like je, like petition. E with an acute on it turns it into a sort of A sound, like journée, similar to bay, and an accent going the other way, I think it's called a grave, then it's more like an E sound, like as in bet. If the last letter of the word is an E without an accent, then it's usually silent. Example there, femme and bonne nuit. Right, that's all the notes for this lesson, so let's practice. And let's practice without a timer. What do you hear? Nothing at the moment. Let's try that again.
O.
Oh, that'd be oh.
O.
Have a good day is bonne journée.
E.
Eh. That's E, and that's the accent going towards the right. So that grave.
E.
I think. Bye, have a good evening is au revoir and passe une bonne soirée. Salut, bonne soirée. Nothing. Oh, no, right. Don't know why. Yeah. Salut, bonne soirée. Yeah, I suppose passe une bonne soirée is very emphatic, like have a good day. Anyway,
E.
E. That's the E with the acute on
E.
it.
Au revoir, bonne soirée.
Au revoir,
Au revoir,
bonne
bonne
soirée.
soirée. Si.
Si, that's this one.
Si. Bonne soirée, Marie. Bonne soirée,
Marie.
Marie. Un.
It's more close in sound to this.
Un.
Yeah, but ends at the end of words are very, very, how do I best put it? They can be very nasal in their pronunciation, almost like you're sort of saying it right at the back of your mouth, almost silent, unless the word it's following is a vowel, which you'll come across like in the word for when it's following when it's before a masculine noun, like a man. We'll come across that in
Bonne journée.
Was that?
Bonne journée.
Bonne
journée.
Let's have a nice day.
Salut, bonne nuit.
I've got to say this one. Salut, bonne nuit. Yeah, they didn't mention at the beginning that salut can also mean bye.
À demain.
À demain. That's see you tomorrow. Almost like saying to tomorrow or until tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Salut, à demain.
Salut, à demain.
Au revoir, à demain.
That's goodbye. See you tomorrow. Because demain is tomorrow.
Bonne nuit, Paul.
Bonne nuit, Paul.
Salut, bonne soirée.
Salut. Salut. Bonne soirée. Oh yeah, if you press Alt, G, R, and E, you can get the E with the acute on it. Otherwise, there's a little selection of accented letters there if you need to.
Bonne nuit.
Or if you're using the app on your phone, if you hold a particular letter down, you can usually get the accent on it. So, bonne nuit, Paul. Good. Right, Paul.
Bonne journée.
Stop cutting off while I'm in the middle of it.
Bonne journée.
Bonne journée. See you tomorrow, Paul. À demain. And the A has an accent on it. À demain, Paul. Bye, good night. Au revoir. Bonne nuit. You can also say salut, bonne nuit. Bye, have a good evening. Remember, that's the one we got caught up with at the beginning. So it's salut, bonne soirée. There we have it. So that's the first group of lessons, the phrases that we'll cover in this video. So let's go on to basics 2, and let's have a quick look at the grammar notes on this one. So verbs. This is quite unusual for language to go straight into the verbs, because we haven't come across that in some of my other videos. But yeah, anyway, so this is going to teach you a little bit of basics about verbs and how to form verbs in French. So English verbs don't change that much. For example, I run, you run, he runs, she runs, etc. But French verbs change a lot. I'll try and give you a little bit of a sort of potted a description of French verbs. So most French verbs either end with er, re, or ir. And then what you do is you take the last two letters off. For the example here is parle.
Parle.
The the infinitive form of it, which is the one with the ER, is parler, which is spelled P-A-R-L-E-R. So to form verbs, you drop the ER and then you add endings to it. And here's some examples here. Je parle, which is just an E. Tu parles.
Tu.
And then il, elle parle. Now, this is the confusing thing because French pronunciation, when you get to the last letters that aren't usually pronounced, they all sound the same. But as it says here, don't be fooled, the S in parle is actually silent, so all these forms are pronounced the same. I think they'll come to the we, you plural, and they forms later. So, next we come to adjectives and gender agreements. So, in French, adjectives can look different depending on the gender of what they are describing. Normally, feminine adjectives end in E. So, Gabriel is a man, and Gabriel est espagnol.
Gabriel est espagnol.
Spanish. Whereas Sarah est espagnol, pronounced the same, but there's an E at the end when you write it. So Sarah is Spanish. And there's another example. Il est américain. He is American. But elle est américaine. You pronounce the N a bit more if it's got an E at the end. As example here, sometimes the extra E changes the sound a little, so listen carefully. Next, use your nose. So some French sounds are nasal, meaning the air goes through the nose. With these, the N after a vowel isn't pronounced. It's just there to let you know to use your nose. Huh? Hold on. So they've not. Or maybe I've just not taken this in correctly. Some French sounds are nasal, meaning the air goes through the nose. Yeah. With these, the N after the vowel isn't pronounced. It's just there to let you know to use your nose. You could have phrased this a bit better. So the examples here is oh, yeah, it's a oh, yeah. I can't really just get in the. It's like you're sort of saying the N at the back of your throat. Oh, And the examples here: mange, enchanté. And there's another example with un. If it will play. Un. Like jardin intelligent.
Intelligent. Intelligent.
Although that's a bit more pronounced with
Intelligent.
intelligent because it's following it precedes a consonant. And there's another one. On. On. Non, and the examples there. En garçon. And then the next one is un. I think I was talking about that earlier with un. Yeah. Un lundi. And that's all the notes for this. The pronunciation in French is possibly the most difficult bit of French, but just practice and listen a lot, and you'll eventually get the hang of it. So let's practice, now that we've got a little bit of knowledge of pronunciation and a little bit of basic grammar of verbs and adjectives. So let's practice without a timer. Do you speak French? Est-ce que tu parles français? Yeah, you've got two ways of forming questions in French. I think this is a grammar note that will probably come later, but if you want to say, do you speak, or you can either say, there's a few ways. You can say, est-ce que tu, which literally, is it that you speak French? you can also say, you can also just leave the isque out, and you could just say tu parles français, but you make sure that you raise your voice at the end, otherwise you're just making a statement. Or the other thing you can do is you can swap the verb and the object around, so you can say parles-tu français, and then it forms a question. But there we go. Those are some things you'll probably come across in later lessons. So let's continue.
Tu parles anglais. Tu parles anglais.
Tu parles
Parle
anglais.
anglais.
She is French. Elle est française. There's an example of the E at the end of the adjective changing the pronunciation. So if you said il est français, if it's a he, then it'd be il est français. But it's because she is, elle est française.
Elle est anglaise.
And there's another one. Elle est
Est
anglaise.
anglaise.
I speak Spanish. Je parle espagnol.
Une fille anglaise.
Une fille anglaise.
Anglaise. Une femme française.
Une femme française.
Tu es espagnol?
Oh, no. Are you Spanish?
Je parle français et anglais.
Je parle français et anglais.
Je parle anglais.
I speak English.
Elle est anglaise.
Elle est anglaise.
Je suis espagnol.
I am Spanish. To remember the notes with the how you form the tu form of a verb is parle with an S at the end.
Paul parle anglais. Paul parle anglais.
Paul parle anglais. Because it's the third person, you only need an E at the end. Lui est espagnol. I assume Louis is a man, so espagnol. It's Louis, not Louise.
Un homme américain.
That keeps cutting off, so I'm going to assume that was an American. American man. Oh, there's an accent on the E. And thankfully, because I think Duolingo knows it's quite difficult to get accents sometimes, it doesn't always mark you wrong if you miss out an accent, but it just does put a little pointer to remember to put an accent. Marc est américain. Marc's a man. A French girl is une fille française. Now, the C in français has something underneath it. When you write it, it's almost kind of like a 5 with the head cut off. It's an accent called a cedilla, and it's used if you want the C in a word to be pronounced like the S sound, but it doesn't follow a vowel that usually does. Like in English, if you have a word with a CE or a CI, then you pronounce the C like S. Whereas if it follows an A, an O, or a U, it would be pronounced K. And it's the same in French. And if you want to pronounce the C like a S sound, then you put the cedilla under it. So, une fille française. Oh, and I nearly missed out the E at the end. Une fille française. Paul speaks English. Paul parle anglais. We've just done this one. Oh no, he speaks French this time. Parle français. So there we go. That is the next set of lessons done in French. So let's continue. This is probably something personal to the city that you live in, but sometimes members of Duolingo form events in local pubs, cafes, or whatever, so that people who can meet up and practice the languages. I've been to one in Edinburgh, a French one, a while ago. It was on a. I haven't been to one for a while, but I remember that one because I'd already quite far advanced in French. I was a bit of a star pupil because I knew so much French. Yeah. Anyway, you don't really need to know that. So that's all for this first, the second row of lessons in French. So for the next video, we'll take you through this one, people and travel. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish this video here. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon for another video.